I was on Fiverr and I saw the variety on types of illustration and types of art that these people make, and I thought, how interesting would it be to allow these complete strangers and artists to create a cake for me, not knowing that I'm actually going to transform these cakes into a real life product. This might be my best idea yet. I placed not one, not two, but 4 different cakes in 4 completely different styles of illustration. The cakes are already in my house, so it's going to be really interesting to go from the digital to a physical, real cake. For our very first design, I wanted to go straight into what I think is my favorite type of animation, which is anime illustration. I just want to show you some of the examples because there's so many incredible work on here. All kinds of prices, but also all different levels of talent. Most of the people drawing anime only draw faces or people or characters basically, which makes perfect sense. So I messaged one of these people and I asked them if they would make an exception and draw a food item. You can do whatever you want. I just want it to be a cake. I didn't do any revisions or anything. It's just every single image I received, I placed the order straight away. So what I'm about to show you is the first cake, which is an anime illustration, and this is the image that I received. So that is the very first cake. It's really interesting because I was saying that, you know, most of the anime art are characters and the cake is literally a character just in the shape of a cake. Like, I like the colors of it. It's simple, but like really cool and very much anime style. So I placed this from a bakery. I'm kind of nervous. So I know this is the anime one because I asked the lady to write on the very top of the box because I have not actually seen the inside of it. I'm gonna close my eyes. But this is our anime character cake made by a Fiverr designer. This is so weird. I'm looking at the image on there and it looks exactly the same. Wait until you guys see this from the front. It is literally the same cake. The little wings, the colors, the amount of precision on this. It doesn't matter what angle you look at it. It is literally the same. The only addition they've done was this little line that goes all around it. Maybe this is like to hide some of the stitches of the fondant because on the other image, it doesn't have it. They've even done that anime style shine on the eyes. I would honestly think that whoever did this has some kind of experience in anime baking cakes. Like, this is so strange. If I didn't know, I would think this is plastic. It is that solid. I think my favorite part is the details on the wings, and they're made of like a more solid fondant, so I don't know what kind of material this is. It won't even move on the plate. Like, I could honestly turn this upside down when someone asks me how my day is going. I've got the image right there, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to take a photo in a way that looks the same as the drawing. I feel like I've done it already. And before we move on to the next design, I want to cut a slice of it because I think this looks so tight that I just know it's going to be such a clean cut. A good ratio between frosting and the cake slices. I should have done a bigger slice. This is ridiculous. So, I feel like we're not there yet. I could watch someone slice cakes for like 20 minutes. I think it's the most satisfying thing ever, especially when you get a slice like that. It is not particularly exciting when it comes to color. I would think there would be some kind of blue in it, but it is a very traditional, just buttercream vanilla sponge maybe. So we're gonna do a taste test at the end of the video, but I just wanted to show you how the cake slices and what it looks like on the inside. This video just got way more promising than I anticipated. For my second illustration, I wanted to do something that is a little bit weird. I wouldn't say it's one of the most popular styles of animation, but stylistically this is it's very strong. For the second cake, I searched for Gothic illustration, which not what you'd expect. Hear me out. I know a lot of this stuff seems scary at a first look, but I want this to be all over the place artistically. What I mean is this is the polar opposite of everything else. Look at this, basically all skulls and everything is in black and white, which I thought that would be the most interesting thing. So I found an animator on here and I said, hey, I know you don't do cakes. I know it's very much the opposite of this type of art, but will you please make me a cake? And they were kind enough to do it. And this is the image that I received from the Gothic illustrator. This is the Gothic cake design. Oh my God. Very unexpected, but I actually like this one better than the anime one because it's so crazy. There's a skull on top, it's Illuminati, it's Gothic. Can you even imagine what this is gonna look like in real life? This is one of the most bizarre cakes I've ever done, and this is exactly why I wanted these people to design it instead of me, because this is so much better than anything I could have ever done. It is definitely in the top 10 of the biggest, heaviest cakes we have ever had, ever. I don't think I can really do a reveal with this one because how am I gonna open this without seeing it? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna close my eyes and try. It's got plastic on top. Very weird. Is this what giving birth is like? Giving birth to a very emo goth baby? I'm looking at the image on my laptop, but this is our Gothic style illustration cake. Holy nightmare before Christmas. It's not often that I'm left completely speechless. What even is this like growing on top of the cake? How is it possible that a black and white cake looks like that? But the most important thing, it looks so similar to the image. The little Illuminati eye, the little houses around. They were trying to replicate the image, so they could have literally just done the front of the cake, because that's all you could see on the image. But look at this, that when you spin it, they went and did all the details. It's the textures, it's the smoothness of it that also really matters. The way they've done the teeth on the skull, and everything is so smooth. This must have been so difficult. How is this little thing on top? How is it holding? How is this not coming off? I feel like this is tradition now. We're gonna get a photo of the cake and I'm gonna try to do it in a very similar position to the image. I mean, that's the same cake. I've looked at the cake for like 5 minutes and I'm still speechless. That's when you know. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna cut a slice from the back because me and this cake are seriously... Ooh. Okay, maybe I'll cut one from the bottom. But me and this cake are about to have a serious photo shoot. I'm doing really small slices. I don't know why. It's a very compact design. Oh my god, this is like the worst slice ever. It looks so strange to stab this cake as well. It just adds a whole new layer of morbid, I think. Is this classic buttercream? The only possible way this could be better is if it was cookies and cream, but it smells incredible. I don't know how, but this keeps on getting better and better, so I have no idea what to expect at this point. For this next design, I wanted to do something a little more classic, a more traditional type of art. So what I typed for this one was watercolor illustration. The colors on this one is out of this world. I would say this is probably the most traditionally like beautiful, pretty, like vibey, like type of art. It's not something that I have ever appreciated, watercolor art, but going through these artists and the work they've done, it really changed my mind. Like the way the colors are blended, it's like realistic, but also sometimes kind of abstract. I messaged one of these people and I'm about to show you the photo that I received. So this is our watercolor style illustration for our cake. That is beautiful. This is exactly what I expected, but also still kind of surprising. Out of all the types of illustration that we've got, this one is the one that has more of like a realistic vibe because it's got like that shine to it. It almost like if you look at it from far away, it almost looks like a photo, which is really interesting for watercolor. First of all, this is like the most artistic, abstract one. I also want to say, looking at the design, this is covered with fruit. This has been in my fridge for 4 days, so I don't know how fresh the fruit is. We'll find out. This is our watercolor illustration cake from FIVERR. So 3, 2, 1. It's not shiny like I was expecting. This might have been my fault, but the strawberry kind of fell a little bit, but we're gonna put it back in place. This is really unexpected, for me at least, and I'll tell you exactly why. I think because I'm looking at the watercolor image, everything looks so shiny and just like beautiful, soft, cloudy. I don't have more words. This looks so dense, but really when you look at the details, I mean, it's technically the same. The main difference being that this one is a very matte chocolate. The fruit on top is exactly the same as well. It's strawberries, blueberries. It's literally the same fruit. For the fact that this has been in my fridge for a few days, it's holding pretty well. Even the drip is similar, which I find the most impressive thing. It really comes down to watercolor style painting is so soft, whimsical. I've never used this word in my life. When you think about it, there's no way in the world they could ever translate that into a real thing. It would always look heavier, chunkier, real. Also how I describe myself after someone recognizes me from Instagram. It actually looks pretty similar, just a more matte version. Wow, why does this look so beautiful? I just took like 20 photos of this cake. For some reason, it looks delicious on the iPhone camera. I think this will definitely be easier to slice. Maybe let's do it from the back because it's so pretty. I don't want to... Oh, that's a new standard for cakes I've never had. Oh, the fruit is losing juices, and also because the chocolate on the outside is so hard that when you break it, it pulls, it literally exploded. That is a nice, beautiful cake on the inside. I mean, this time around, we're not struggling to see the inside. Me making myself a coffee the morning after I have a mental breakdown, trying to fix the damage. This one is also one of my wild cards because this is not a type of art or illustration that I'm particularly interested in, but I think it's so popular and so stylistically strong that I really wanted to have a cake in this style. For this one, I searched for children book illustration. Children's books always have such a strong look. It's like a watercolor, but also something that would work as like a cartoon, like a TV show. Some of these literally look like straight out of Dora the Explorer or Blue's Clues or something. So placing this order, I knew this was going to be a hit or miss. I'm about to show you the image that I received from a children's book illustrator. And from the conversation, I'm pretty sure this person had never designed a cake. They were very confused by the request, but I get it. So this is the image that I received from the illustrator. It's very polished, which I wasn't expecting. I was expecting it to be kind of like dreamy watercolory, but I guess it does look straight out of a cartoon, like a very polished modern children's book, I guess. I'm looking at the children's book illustration and it could honestly go either way. So this is a cake trying to replicate a children's book illustration. 3, 2... Are you kidding me? That looks exactly the same. I did not expect this one to be the one that is an exact replica of the image. Like, my eyes actually can't comprehend. This is just simply the same cake. It doesn't matter from which corner you look. This is the same cake. I would say the colors of the layers is an exact match. There's nothing else I could have asked from them. I was ready to be disappointed, but actually this is a perfect match from the design that I sent them. I kind of want to cut through that little squirty bit on top. Should we just cut this in half? Oh, this is another one that's gonna explode in half. Okay, the whole thing is cake. That is for sure. Do you see all that? These dark chocolate coverings are not the most practical thing. Oh shoot, I forgot to take a photo. I mean, there's nothing else I could have really asked from it. It's visually so contrasty that you can't even tell that I've already sliced into it. I might put these images on Instagram because I think this is gonna look so cool one side by side. Also, I carry on with the trend of getting tiniest slices of cake. I'm only keeping one of today's cakes. I haven't decided which one yet, but the other 3 are actually going to my friend's house, so I'm trying not to ruin the cake for them. So this is like a very thin slice. It's like that gift in Toy Story when it... Okay, we've had very plain cakes today, but I think all of these come from different bakeries, so it's not like they could have known. Actually, it kind of smells like peanut butter. To me, I don't really see this video as like a competition on which one is the best cake, because they were just so completely different. It was really truly about showing the different types of art and different types of creators. That's really what I intended to do. But I mean, if I had to pick a winner, I think we all know, it would be the Gothic one. This cake was truly incredible. A beautiful cake in a style. It's not really my style traditionally, but I would get married with that cake. If anyone's interested, you can apply down below. I'm going to quickly taste the cakes because that we can compare. They're actually pretty similar. I don't want to say plain because I feel like that's offensive to the bakeries, but they're more traditional. This is the anime one, which is good. It's really good actually. What I've started to notice recently is all the cakes that have that really gross layer of fondant or sugar paste on the outside, they taste better and more moist and like just good on the inside, and this one is a good example. This is a really good classic, I guess you could say plain cake, but I really like it. This one, it doesn't have that layer of fondant, and I can tell already. Actually, I wouldn't say way drier, but it is a little bit drier. So this is the one from... I have no idea. This is the Gothic one, actually, which I guess it does have fondant on the outside. It is good as well. Something in it tastes like peppermint, which is unexpected, but I guess it kind of makes sense with the design. I think it's the frosting. Yup, a very subtle hint of peppermint on the frosting, which actually makes it kind of interesting. Still prefer the first one, so let's see if anything comes close. So I think this next one is the watercolor one. I want to get some of that chocolate from the outside, because it's going to be crunchy. I mean, it's a chocolate cake, it's delicious. Wow. Whoa. That does not taste like cake though. It tastes like a brownie and a double chocolate Oreo. You know the Oreos that are filled with chocolate, dark chocolate on the inside? That's what it tastes like. That frosting really reminds me of Oreo, which is incredible. I don't think it's fair to compare it to the first one, so I'm gonna say that both of them are actually my favorites so far, which is so weird because I'm disappointed by the Gothic one. This is the children's book Cake. Wow, that is the worst one. It's not bad at all, but this is just like not the best cake. Because it's a little bit comparable with the first one, the anime one, which was incredibly fresh, clean tasting. I would still prefer the anime one, and I really think that is the winner on all of these. Bit of a weird video. I really hope you guys enjoyed that. My goal was literally just to show you guys different types of art. I wish I could have done more cakes. Maybe next time we could do it with cupcakes, because that would make it more budget friendly for me. I found so many creators on Fiverr that do the most incredible, mind-blowing like designs, illustrations. I wish I could have just featured like 50 of them. I obviously love it, but also to show you guys their talent. So maybe, I don't know, we could do it with cupcakes so we can feature more people. Let me know if you're interested. Maybe next time you guys could design these cakes. Is anyone up for the challenge? Let me know your credentials in the comment section down below, and by that I mean just let me know if you want to design one of these cakes. Don't forget to give the video a like, subscribe, and switch my notifications on. I'm honestly over saying this. I might just stop saying this and just not say anything to end my videos from now on. That seems like a really good idea for the new year. I love you guys, and I will see you on my next video. Bye bye.